Welcome to and Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva and I'm so happy to have you here with me. And today I'm going to be continuing with Resonance Part 3. If you've not checked out the previous two posts that I've done, I'll be leaving the links to that at the end of this video, so make sure you tune in for that. And basically in the first part, I shared about how you might actually be rejecting information that's good for you just because your ego judges it to be dangerous, just because of being different, just because the information is different. In the second video, I shared about how resonance works with relationship, how the three things that normally happen once you start working in yourself, once you start raising your vibration, how your environment basically changes to match the new vibration you're sending out. So I did share that in the second part. The third part, I want to share how you might actually start dealing with or start responding to other people who might not be too accepting to the new you that you're becoming. What's the best way to handle that? Okay, that's what I'll be sharing in this particular video. So to start us off, I'll again share what resonance is, what law of resonance is. And law of resonance is that you get what you are a vibrational match to. Any situation, any person, any experience that you've had in your life or that is currently in your current reality is a vibrational match to who you are on the inside, because the universe always reflects back to you whatever you give it. So if you're putting out good vibes, you'll find that the people and the situations that you encounter in your day-to-day life will be matching the good vibes you're putting out. If you're putting out bad vibes, basically you'll be attracting situations that match that. So look at your external reality to see basically the internal state of your inner being. Okay, so how can you start dealing with people who don't really understand or accept the new you? So I'll share a little bit about me. I know that, and I've shared this in previous videos where I said that if you had told me anything about past lives, anything about reincarnation, anything about the Akashic records, or any of the new information that I've been tapping into quite recently, if you had shared this information with me 5 years ago, I would have judged you for that. I would have rejected you because it will not have made sense to me. And I would have thought that you're weird for telling me that. And that's how I used to be. I used to hear about past life and reincarnation and stories about that, but I never used to believe them. To me, they used to sound like fiction a while back. Until I actually I did so much work on myself and I started attracting information that was teaching me more on this, and that's how I started making sense of all this information that I've literally had for a majority part of my life. But because I wasn't raised to believe in that, I rejected it back then. And this is what I want you to look at. If you're at all you're encountering maybe people or information that seems weird to you, okay, I had shared in the first video that the one way to deal with that is get curious, sit down and reflect and ask the universe for guidance on how you can actually tap into or try to understand why this information is in your current reality. But the one thing I don't want you to do, if at all you're meeting someone or meeting new information that sounds so foreign to you, it's the same thing that normally happens when it comes to religion, which has been the cause of so many wars in our world. You know, it was Christians versus Muslims it's been Christians versus Muslims for such a long time, for years and years and decades and centuries. They've been at war just because one faction happens to believe that whatever they believe in is the only truth that exists, and this other faction is completely wrong. And both of them have been the antagonist and the protagonist in this case. So, but I come to realize that your beliefs basically shape your reality. So whatever you believe on the inside is what the universe will always reflect that back to you. Okay, so if you've been brought up with certain information for such a long time, you've been brought up with certain knowledge, it means that your mind will constantly be looking for evidence of this knowledge, evidence of this information, evidence of these beliefs in your external reality. So every information you encounter, every person, every situation will be a match to this belief you've been raised on. So the minute you encounter something that's different, because you don't want to understand it, because it feels weird, it feels dangerous for you, you end up rejecting it. But now the worst case scenario is when you now, because you believe that your way is the only truth that exists, you decide now to go in that on attack mode. This is how wars have been started, because we assume that whatever we believe in is the only truth that exists, and that's not the case. Each person was raised with their own ideology. So this person was raised to believe that their beliefs were the only way and the only truth for them. Okay? So it could be completely different from what you're tapping in. And I did share about this in another video where I was sharing about perspectives. But the minute now you start attacking this person, going to war with this person, making this person your enemy, just because they don't believe in what you believe in, that's like the wrong approach to have. They don't need to believe in what you believe in because they don't know what you believe in. They've never been taught that. And that's basically it. No one has actually ever sat down with this other person and explained to them different ideologies, different belief system, for them to actually sit down and reflect on, do I believe in this or not? That doesn't happen for so many people. Okay? So when you start making this person an enemy, you're actually doing a disservice to this person, because quite frankly, they really do not know of any other way. No one taught them. Or maybe they were also not curious to learn that. But now when it comes to vibration, okay, you need to understand that just because someone else doesn't believe in anything that you're telling him or her, it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It also doesn't make them wrong. It just means that whatever vibration you're operating from and whatever vibration they're operating from, they're completely different. You're not resonating, you're not on the same resonance. So there's no way that any of you will be able to understand each other, because quite frankly, you're not talking the same language. And the language is the language of energy. It's not the same energy you're putting out. So they'll never be able to understand you because they're not in your vibration. And you'll never be able to understand them because they are also not in your vibration. But now the question is, can you have this kind of an understanding and have compassion, have understanding for these people, and not necessarily make it like they have to believe in what you believe? Can you be understanding? Can you be curious enough to sit down with this person and try and understand from their perspective and also explain your perspective? And maybe the beauty and the best thing that will come from that is that both of you come into a consensus of what is actually right. That's the best case scenario. Or the worst case scenario could be that, you know what, okay, I've understood your point of view, you've understood mine, I still don't believe in whatever you believe, and that's completely okay, and we can both go our separate ways. But it is not your job to force your ideologies down on this person, and it is also not this person's job to force their ideologies down on you. Again, compassion, love, understanding for everyone around you, and make it completely okay that it is okay if they don't believe in the things you believe in. It's okay if they don't tap into the things that you tap into, because we are all created differently. We've all had the most different experiences possible. So based on my experiences, based on how I've been raised up, I'll never see the world the way you see the world. It's not possible. And that's my message to you. If you're noticing that this information, this person is weird, have curiosity, try to understand them, try sit down and reflect on why this person is in your reality. And if at all you're not getting whatever they're trying to tell you, think about it like you're not on the same vibration, and one of you, or maybe even the two of you, need to raise your vibration together so that you get to a place where both of you are understanding to each other. Because here's what I've realized, like I said before, if you had told me anything about the Akashic records 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have judged you for that. But I raised my vibration, I worked on myself so much that the minute I encountered this information, it completely made sense. And which is what normally happens when you raise your vibration. That you might have rejected information a while back, but 5 years later, because you become a different person, it just makes sense. And you won't be able to explain why. But the reason why is that you're now in resonance with this information. You're not in resonance before, and that's completely okay. You worked on yourself so much, and actually congratulate yourself. celebrate yourself for all the work you've done to get you to a level where you now can currently understand this information and this person and their ideologies. That's how I want you to look at it. So I'm gonna end this series right here. If I have any more information, who knows, I might actually expand more on this, and also based on any questions you might have for me, you can comment down below. I'm always happy to respond. And if you do like the kind of content I do share out here, do subscribe to my channel and also click on the notification bell that's next to the subscribe button so that you might be getting alerts for every time I share out a post. And as always, I do end my videos by sharing how I can actually help you align more with your soul, tap into your soul guidance, tap into your intuition, rewire and walk away from all this past trauma, past wounds, limiting beliefs, limiting emotions that have been keeping you stuck for years and years. And I do that with two methodologies, which is one, I do work with Akashic Records, which is all about rewiring your soul blueprint and returning you back to who you were originally created to be, awakening your soul gifts, and also clearing any negative karmic patterns you might have collected along the way in all your lives. And the second methodologies I work with is quantum flow methodology, which is all about rewiring your nervous system and clearing all this stuck energy in your nervous system. Because here's the thing, any experience you've had in your life, basically your nervous system is like the memory system for your body. Okay, so it remembers every experience you've had, any wound, any trauma, anything that you've encountered, it's recorded in your nervous system. And what happens is that the more and more you keep on having certain experiences, it forms certain crystals inside of your body. Okay, and these crystals are basically blocking any energy from flowing through freely. And by doing this, it means that any vibration you're actually putting out to the universe is gonna be based on who you were on the past, which is no longer the new being that you want to be going forward. You'll keep on repeating the same events from the past over and over again, because the vibration you're putting out is again the one of your old self. So if at all you want to rewire this, break down these crystals, get the energy flowing freely inside of your body, really awaken your manifestation, awaken your full potential at a body level, at a physical level. Check out the quantum flow link down below to learn more on this, or if you have more questions on this, down in this description box I always share my Facebook and Instagram pages. You can reach out to me via DM, ask any questions you want, and I hope I will get to see you someday on the other side. For now, I'm just sending you so much love, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye for now.